Today we're going to go over AXENIC Botryococcus subculturing and inoculation. So these are the vessels that I usually maintain the AXENIC cultures in. Just for regular maintenance, if you don't want to check up on the OD, you can use 2 vacuum flasks, connect them using autoclavable tubing, and you can put 2 stoppers in here. And I put these filters in, which are connected by lure locks here. There should be enough of a pressure drop so that the oxygen and the CO2 can diffuse through the tubing as opposed to going through the filters, so that the botry and the roots can supplement each other and grow well. So the roots, again, we grow that in B5 medium, which has sucrose in it, and so the roots will consume the sucrose and oxygen and release CO2, which will then diffuse over and feed the botry, which is growing photoautotrophically, which will then consume the CO2, give off oxygen, which will go back to the roots together. If you do need to keep track of the growth data, you can use this flask. This is a Nephilo flask or a Clet flask, and you can just stick this stem into a spectrophotometer and measure the OD that way. You'll need a little bit bigger tubing here. It's pretty difficult to get it onto this opening while being tight enough to fit onto this vacuum flask. So you might need some zip ties or something like that, but it generally works well. If you want to do some gas composition analysis, you can put a 3-way fitting here and put a septum or a sampling port onto this assembly as well. So we can autoclave this, and then the next step will be the inoculation. Welcome back. So we are in the plant hood right now in room 230, and the reason why I use this hood is because I'm certain that this culture is AXENIC, and we're doing work with some of the roots, and this is a pretty reliable area, but you do need permission from the plant people, algae guys and girls, so everything's set up now. We are using Inoculation benthamiana cultures as the roots for this symbiotic culturing we're doing here, and so it might be a good idea to have one of these lines being maintained as well, just so you don't have to bother the plant people. So first, what we're going to do is transfer half X WFAM, 1/8 ammonium, as well as some B5 into the empty vacuum flask. And so here we can use some of the aseptic techniques. And again, note that the air is actually coming towards you from the back. So anything that you have above an open container that is behind it is a potential or a source of contamination. And so put that right there, and then I have my stopper holder next to me. Clean it off so the condensation is all evaporated off. And then we can take the stopper off. Just want to tilt it back and forth, and it should come off. And you don't want to hold the stopper too close near the top. And after some finagling, if that doesn't work, you can put your thumbs on the edge of the stopper push, and that'll do it. And we can flame this one off. And of course, be careful about the tubing. So what we can do is transfer 50 mils of the half-X 1/8 ammonium WFAM into this one. So flame this one off. And so now we can open the flask containing the inoculum and transfer around, I usually do 10 to 20% inoculation depending on the density of the inoculum. Here we're going to do around 10%. So the roots, again, we grow that in B5 medium, which has sucrose in it. And so the roots will consume the sucrose and oxygen and release CO2, which will then diffuse over and feed the Botryococcus, which is growing photolithotrophically, which will then consume the CO2, give off oxygen, which will go back to the roots. If I were subculturing this flask, what you could do is drain out all the old B5 in here and just try to take out the roots. Generally they stay intact, so if you use a pair of forceps and just grab it out, trying to maintain sterile or aseptic technique, then you should be able to get most of it out, replenish the B5 and put new roots in it, or leave the roots in if they don't look too old. One of the markers of the roots becoming a little bit too old or nutrient limited, they start to exude a dark compound into the media, and so if the media starts turning brown, then you'll know it's time to replenish the media and maybe replace the roots. This time we'll leave it going. It doesn't look too bad. The roots don't look that great, but the media is still pretty colorless. So put this to the side, and we can use these roots. The hairiness on the actual root tips there is a marker of generally good health. So we'll try to get a few of those into this flask here. So I use 50 mils of B5 in this co-culture. Check out some of the other videos on culturing the root cultures. I believe some of them are out there for tips on this aspect. These beads, there are beads in this little container here, and they reach above 250 degrees Celsius. So that's a quick way to sterilize your tools. You should only leave it in there around 10 seconds. And if you touch the media with your forceps, and you don't want it to put it into the beads directly. You don't want all that residue in there. So that's why you want to spray it down with ethanol beforehand. Okay, so let these cool down a little bit so you don't burn the stopper. the tip of some of these roots on the edge, and just and you can try to open just let them fall. Sometimes it does not do that, so you need to actually dip them in. So I generally shoot for a good bunch, maybe around 15 to 20 strands of roots when I'm doing an inoculation with this amount of algae. So maybe just a little bit more. That should be okay. So now we can put the sponge plug back into the root flask, put the stopper back onto this co-culture flask, and put them back into the incubator. So now we're in the glass tower, in the small enclosed growth space where we have continuous lighting. Just FYI, right now the light level here is around 80 to 90 microeinsteins per meter squared per second. And so this is where I keep the AXENIC Botryococcus. Just to note, the cultures, I generally check up on them if I can every day, if I forget every other day. And you know, if the roots don't grow or the Botryococcus doesn't grow in like 3 to 4 days after subculturing inoculation, just make sure there are no leaks, the stoppers are pressed down all the way, there are no cuts in the tubing anywhere and the tubing fits. You might need to zip tie the tubing if you're using the wrong size or a size a little bit too big. Regarding the subculturing mentioned earlier, as I said, one way to do that is to remove the media and the roots and replace that. The other way, which might be easier, is to just get a new set of flasks and then transfer the algae into one side and then just place fresh B5 and a new set of roots into the other. And that generally works pretty well. And just once again, the roots, if they start turning a little bit darker brown or blackish and the media starts turning a little dark, then that's definitely time to do a subculture or another inoculation. We can let these go and they should grow up pretty quickly.